popping your cherry the first time you get scammed in crypto. Everyone gets scammed. I just hope it's only for like $30 and not more than, not too much.
Exactly. So that's a good reminder to watch out for those scams. They're everywhere. They're easy to step in those puddles, like you called them. I like that analogy, that metaphor.
So,
all right.
Are we recording it?
I just started recording it because I realized that then I can just say go roll right into it and then
Okay.
and then start it from there. So, you ready to go?
I was born ready, man. I've been ready my whole life.
Yeah, I love your energy. Fuck, awesome. Well, alrighty then. Greetings and welcome to this Komodo Community Podcast. I'm E. Giuliano, and thank you for joining. We have today the legend, Lootz. He's joining us here to say a few words about Pirate Chain and cryptocurrency in general, Bitcoin. He's got a lot of experience here to share. And so we'll see what kind of flavors we can get from Lootz today. Hi, Lootz.
Hey, Giuliano, what's happening, my man?
I'm very glad to be here. I'm super glad that you've got some time to spare for us. I know you're super busy with just life in general and then all of the things that you do around Pirate Chain. And so we're here to talk about a few of those things. So how about you? How are you doing?
Great, bro. I make the time. That's, you got to make the time. I don't want to hear no excuses. Make the time, right?
Indeed.
There's 24 hours in a day. It takes you 30 minutes to do something, maybe a little chat. I mean, it's nothing. Everybody could do what I'm doing. So Pirate in general, it's a very autonomous setup, right? Is the decentralized autonomous organization, right? So I came in, right? And I thought that Pirate needed to be built in a specific way, and there's certain projects I had for it, right? Ideas I had, and I wanted to see them come to fruition. And I'm no different than anybody else in the world. I just came in, right? I found some people that knew how to do stuff. I found some other people that knew how to do stuff. I got them together, and we call it the R&D team. And they're playing around with all different types of technology, and they do it because they want to get their feet in crypto. Developers don't know how to get in crypto, so
right.
It's so they gotta find their way in. A lot of developers are really good at what they do, but when they get to crypto, they don't know where to start. So this kind of gives them a place to start. I've noticed. I mean, it started out as me looking for people, and then it ended up being people coming to me like, "Oh, I heard you run this research and development lab. Can I be involved?" And it was kind of cool. Literally 10 people out of nowhere came from nowhere just because of the name research and development. Like, you see, so the fact it's like that baseball movie, right? Build it and they will come. Well, apparently we built the R&D, right, and they're coming. So that's kind of cool.
Good for you.
That it happened. Yeah, that it happened like that. So you'll see it randomly. I'll bring in more people on the team. There's about 15 in there. They're all working on different things. We have on top of that, I do other things, right? We just started. We started, and we're almost finished with the Anarchapulco fund. Oh no, wait, it's finished. We have fully funded Anarchapulco. So
congratulations on that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We're almost fully funded with Changelly. Changelly, it wasn't something I really wanted, but apparently a lot of people want it.
Yeah, it's for the fun. To be able to basically onboard, isn't it? It gives opportunities to onboard.
It's a fiat on ramp for sure, which is something we don't have. I guess that's why people want it so bad. Also, it'll allow us access to a wallet called Exodus, which is the real reason why we started it. We really didn't want Changelly. It was just Changelly was the only one that got back to us out of all the emails sent out. So we sent an email to Switch Hero, or I don't know. There's so many different. It's the same service, but they got like so many different kinds of them. Swap.io. There's like a whole different. There's a whole bunch of them. So, but they're the only ones that responded. So
you guys are $14,000 away is pretty good. Anyway, keep going.
Not bad, right? Not bad. Yeah, we're getting there. Almost there, bro. So
Hmm.
that'll give us access to Exodus. You ever heard of Exodus?
I have,
It's
yes.
it's a pretty cool wallet, guys. If you like Monero, definitely check out Exodus. Pretty badass wallet. You could
Okay.
swap. You could do some swapping like right in the wallet, which makes it really simple.
Hmm.
Um, and we want to be in there, and they want us in there. The guy I talked to from Exodus, he actually started talking pirate to me. It was funny. So
Oh,
we have fans. We have secret fans all over the place.
you do have fans, and I met a fan in person actually at a march, and that was pretty cool. That was interesting, actually. Alrighty. So speaking of, actually, you went in a couple directions that I wanted to touch on. You are the legend, Lootz, and in fact, not many know of your stories and your legends. But you've been around for quite some time. You've done a lot of things. You were doing crypto radio shows over 5 years ago, isn't it? And you've just been around the scene, and like I was saying earlier, actually, you are, if people know you, they know you to be pretty magnetic or inspiring. You're able to arouse people's motivations to get involved or do things one way or the other. And so, what do you want to say about your time that you've spent around crypto, Bitcoin, and all of that? You've spoken at conferences or on panels and stuff like that. I mean, you've been around, haven't you?
Yeah, I've done a few conferences. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not something I try to do. I think it just reflects through my passion. I believe crypto actually saved my life. Uh, if I never discovered crypto, I'd probably be on in the same shitty corporate job. Uh, Probably working my ass off. Probably not have a family still. I wouldn't have had a family if it weren't for crypto.
Hmm.
You know, it's that money came out of left field. I never even thought of getting married until I had money like that, right? All of a sudden, I had 60 grand out of nowhere. I was like, holy, we're getting married. We're having kids. Rock and roll. I got money, So it was
Awesome.
amazing. Yeah, it was, because I could never, when you live in paycheck to paycheck, you're not thinking, oh man, yeah, I need a baby in my life right now. Like I need a hole in my head, right? That it would have never happened. It would have never
Okay.
happened. I
Okay.
wouldn't have made it, right? So it was really it really saved my life, I think. Who knows what road I would have went down if it weren't for me discovering Bitcoin on my laptop and mining 0.001 a day and thinking that was too low. And I was like, I gotta mine Litecoin instead. And I should have I should have stayed with the Bitcoin on my laptop. But I started mining Litecoin. I had GPU miners all over. Then the landlord got angry at me, right? Because I was running up like $1,400 bills, right? It was I had computers in my window because it was nice and cold outside here in New York, right? Yeah, like if you're overclocking your computers, just put it in the window and close the window right on top of it, and it stays
Ah.
so cold the computer, and you could overclock the crap out of it. It's awesome.
Hmm.
It's the only good part about New York, right? I got into mining, and then you know, a lot of people told me I was crazy, right, for doing what I do. Why are you spending so much money on miners? What are you crazy? Why are you
Hmm.
spending all your money on this thing called Bitcoin? You're out of your mind. You got to start saving your money. They were talking about fiat though, right? You got to
Right.
start saving your money. I was like, I am saving my money. I've got so many Bitcoins. What are you talking about?
Hmm.
At that point, back in the day, it was really the Wild West. You were able to buy as many Bitcoin as you wanted. There was no KYC back then.
Right.
Uh, back then you could buy from circle.com just like that. Boom. Like it was awesome. As many
Hmm.
as you wanted at $200 a pop. Could you imagine if we knew what we knew now, right?
Right.
Uh,
Well, I guess that's
so,
what it is all about, right? It's,
yeah.
it's
So
different to hindsight and right place, right time. Something makes you
yeah.
make one decision or another, go after it, take a look at it, research it, or no, throw it to the side and don't even think twice about it. It's interesting how that works.
Well, look. Everyone's got lives to live. All right. What they need to understand is that there's going to be a line that they're going to have to cross at some point in time, or maybe someone else crosses the line and steps on their feet, and then they're going to finally say to themselves, "What the hell is going on here?" Right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
it could be anywhere. It could be a police officer pulls you over, and that's the line that they stepped on. That breaks it for you, right?
Right.
the straw that breaks that camel's back. Or it could be the bank. You walk into a bank and all of a sudden they're telling you they're not going to give you your money, right?
Hmm.
How's that even possible, right?
Hmm.
Well, it's possible, right? Not your keys, not your money, something like that, right? So, it's, so where is your line? Everybody needs to think about where's their line, and there's people that they're so in in uh, they're so intertwined with this system that they can't see what the problem that's staring them right in the face is that they're being robbed every day. They're being robbed, but they're okay with it. Everyone's okay with it. But you're okay with it until you reach the point that I reached, where you end up on the street and you end up having a dollar menu every night, Wendy's dollar menu every night, because you can't live. And then at some point in time, you start looking at your paycheck and you start going, you know what? Why are you taking all this money from me?
Yeah.
What is $400 off my paycheck? I mean, I bring back the mafia. I'll take the mafia. Bring them back the mafia. They took less money, and you know what? If I called Mario, I'm sure he'd come over here and break somebody's bones if I asked him to, because I'm paying him.
Eh, so what you're saying, I hear you, and it's basically the story for everyone is you're okay with it until you're not okay with it anymore, and it could be anything that gets you to that line and across that line, but it eventually happens for so many people. And
It's gonna
now,
happen.
I mean, it's right in your face more than ever. Okay, look, I want to ask a couple things about Pirate Chain, and that'll probably
Sure.
we'll talk about Komodo platform surrounding that. Um, so, firstly, Pirate Chain is born from the idea of pure privacy by default. That's the principle. That's the idea. Um, why does privacy matter? Do you want to say a word on that?
Well, uh,
Why
why?
does it matter to you?
Oh,
Why do you think it matters in general?
well,
Any line you want to take?
why wouldn't it matter? I think is the question. Why wouldn't privacy? Why wouldn't your privacy matter? Are you comfortable with people seeing everything you have? It's a matter of being comfortable, right? I'm not comfortable when people want to see my stuff. Are you comfortable when somebody comes to your door and says, "Do I want it?" We need to walk in your house and do a survey, right? Are you
Yeah.
comfortable people just walking in your house? It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Are you are
Right.
you comfortable with being? I mean, you go to the porno shop, right? Whatever head shop you go to, and you buy. And back in the day, believe it or not, people bought porno videos. All right, so they were actually stores. There were actually stores you had to go buy them at. All right, so it was a whole different time back then, right? So you actually had to go there and spend your money with your credit card, and everybody would know where you were and what you did. And you know what? That might be okay, but I'm sure the clerk at the lady at the bank is looking at you like, yeah, I know where you were last night, right? So there's a lot of people that do see that information, and a lot of people don't care. But a lot of people like me do care, right? I mean, this is private information that nobody should know about. There should be no record of anything that you don't want a record of. If you want a record of, that's why we got Bitcoin, right? So if you want a transparent chain, that's why Bitcoin exists. But as far as I'm concerned, everything needs to be private. Everything that's done needs to be private. If you don't care about your privacy, you just don't care about your future. The tyranny that's gonna come is gonna be even worse. Maybe they're gonna want you to wear 3 masks, and if you don't wear 3 masks, that might be a problem, right? Where does it end? Where's the line? Uh, you
Right.
know,
Yeah. So with Pirate Chain and privacy by default, it's basically setting a line in the sand that says beyond this wall, beyond this line, things can happen which you don't get to know about unless I want you to know about it. And do you
without
think?
consent.
Okay, sure. And right now, it seems like a lot of crypto people have uh, one way or another an idea about privacy coins, let's say, and they'll think possibly that there's a bit of a stigma against these coins. They're going to get delisted, all this stuff. Do you see a kind of shift or break where you're getting like a privacy crew, and then other people who are afraid of the privacy because of regulation and government
Yes.
coming
Yeah.
against it.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And that's exactly how I deal with it. So you'll get a lot of people that will be very adamant that we do need a KYC and we do need to play nice with this system. And they think that it will not work unless you play nice with the system. I don't believe we need to do that. I think we have plenty of coins that play nice with the system. Right? So there needs to be a resistance. If there's no resistance, then tyranny will take over. All right. So the people that do believe that you need a little transparency to survive, which is the excuse I've heard from FIRO or whatever the hell that one is. I've heard it from many chains. Oh, you need a little transparency. No, that's just a cop out because you can't get rid of it from your chain. All right. So no, if you can't do if you don't have privacy by default, you have no privacy. Right? It's not privacy is not an optional thing. Right? Your privacy is the most important thing in the world, and it should be to you. Right? And if you decide to give that privacy to somebody, right, somebody special, you have a viewing key. You have that option to show them. All right. But the whole
Right. Okay.
point is it's consensual, right? It's got to be consensual or else it's rape.
I hear you. Yeah. I understand that principle. And I just want to be clear that there are options for transacting with people in a very transparent and open manner through all kinds of protocols that are available. And
right.
It's important, back to your point about privacy earlier, it's important to have a door to close, a lock to lock, a room to take cover, to do things that are considered private. And we can have a bigger debate about the nature of privacy and transparency and that kind of thing. But that's, I think, a wider debate to have that we won't be having today.
It's the concept of private property, right? I mean, do people even know what private property is anymore, right? So we don't have even real private property anymore. I got people walking in on my lawn because they can. They come into my backyard whenever they want because they can. They say they can, and they say it to your face. Oh, we're inspectors. We're allowed to come on there. Really? You're allowed to walk around my backyard without my permission? And now I have a fence. But you see the problem? You see,
understood.
You don't own your property. You don't own your property. You own real estate. You don't own property. Right? So and it's a new talk I've come up with. Actually, I'm almost done with. The reality of reality is going to be my new talk, and
nice.
I think I'll have that come out soon.
Oh, that sounds great. I'd love to hear that. Can't wait. Yeah, so we're at this point now where we're talking about privacy. We're talking about Pirate as this option for privacy. And why do you think Pirate is a top quality option for privacy?
It's a top quality option. Well, we got two options. There's only two options. There's a few tiny forks of Monero which are possibly options, but I would stick to Monero and Pirate only. Because Monero is tried and true and has been around for 6 years and proven, right? And I'm not saying that Pirate's not proven. We've been around 2 years now, so I think that's a pretty long time to say we're somewhat tested out by now, right? 2 years
large anonymity set, isn't it?
Right. So yeah, so on that note, the reason why I like Pirate over Monero and why I'm not in Monero instead of Pirate is because yes, it has a larger transaction pool. So the amount of transactions that your transaction gets mixed in with is like 100 times higher than Monero. Right? Monero has 26 or 24. They're upping it to from 11. I heard they're raising it. So your transaction only mixes in a few times in Monero. I think that's in an onset 27. But with us, it mixes in with something like 300,000 or some ridiculous number. You could go to Dex. You could go anonset.dexstats.com. dexstats.com.
Is
Anonset.dexstats.com.
it dexstats.info? Is it dexstats.info
Oh,
with the
yeah, dexstats.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
sorry.
No
Yep,
worries. Okay, good. We
dexstats.info.
caught it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that'll give you a live ticker, and you can see how the pool keeps growing. And when that number keeps growing, that means that the network is getting bigger, which is very exciting. Also, the algorithm is ZK Snarks as opposed to Ring CT, right? So the
Yeah.
ZK Snarks technology, admittedly by Monero Podcast, is more quantum computer resistant than Ring CT. So
Okay.
when quantum computers, they're already out. You could go to IBM and they'll run a code for you on their quantum computers. So they're out, and they're working right now. So there could be attacks in the future. So you would want to be on the most uh, quanti- quantitative resistant algorithm out there, right? That you could possibly be on. And on top of that, a lot of people don't like ASICs, but our hash rate is pretty awesome as well, and that
Oh yeah.
secures the network as well. So you may not like
Plus the
ASICs. In fact,
DPOW, isn't it? There's also the delayed proof of work, which is huge, isn't that?
that's right. That's right. We got the Komodo service, delayed proof of work. So even if that were to break, everything would still run fine. So there is no actual link to Komodo. That means that it's dependent on Komodo, which is
Right.
another one of
Right.
those things that people feel that, oh, without Komodo, it won't work. It's not true at all. It would just DPoW would just not work. The chain would
Right.
work just fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's other services also offering DPoW out there, from what I understand.
Oh,
So
cool.
so this is going to be like a common thing we're going to see. This type of service offered to other coins. It's going to be a normal thing. It'll if it's not already right
Yeah.
under the tables, right? So there's a lot of differences, but those are the main reasons why I love Pirate.
Okay.
Something that gets stronger when you use it more sounds like an amazing thing.
Sounds like a very natural law, actually.
Right, like IPFS. You use it more, the more decentralized it gets, right?
Mm.
And or even Tor or any of those technologies, the more nodes it has, the better it is, right?
Right.
So it's the same idea.
Awesome. Okay,
Sorry, I go
cool.
on my tangents, bro.
Nah, this is great. This is great. Speaking of going on tangents, I guess, and staying on topic, every week you host or you participate at least, but generally you host the Pirate side chat, and also there's a monthly meeting as well that happens on the Pirate Discord. Did you want to shout out to that and invite people in, or just talk about that for a moment?
Every week, guys, on Wednesday we do a talk. I would say like a chat or a talk. If I could get somebody interesting in, I typically do. We have updates every month. So the first Wednesday of every month, you can listen to Captain Drake come on with the updates, and he'll give you the updates firsthand, and you'll hear from the rest of the crew on that day. Every other Wednesday, you want to come and hang out, ask questions, please. The whole point is to get people to come and ask questions. If you're new to crypto, I help new people every day. The Crypto Vigilante channel, I mean, I'm helping a whole bunch of people constantly all day over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, there's some other channels. I've been talking in another one called Satoshi Street Bets. I don't know if you guys
Nice.
heard of it.
I heard of
Uh,
that.
and I've been talking in the channel over there for the last few nights, and people have been, they've been warming up to me, and that's how I do my thing, right? That's kind of like what I do in general. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I believe in making your own luck, right? So the
Yeah.
bigger that your network is, the more lucky you are, right? So
Yeah.
expand your network to infinite amounts of size. You don't even know how many people you know at some
All
point,
right. All
right?
righty.
And
Yeah.
and luck will find you, bro. I'm telling you, it happens.
Awesome. Yes. Good stuff, Lootz. All righty. Cool. So yeah, check out that Pirate Chat every Wednesday. Join the Discord if you haven't already. It's a great community. Pirate a lot of great energy and enthusiasm, wouldn't you say?
My team, yeah. I don't know what those other guys are doing. What are you
No,
guys
I just
doing?
mean like the community there, the pirate community that's slowly building and growing I
Oh
roll
yeah,
through the Discord, and I see a lot of good energy and activity and enthusiasm.
yeah. Well, I don't. I wish it was more. Honestly, I wish more of you people would wake the hell up, because you know you're following the wrong coins, all right? And DeFi is gonna fuck you eventually. Oh, I'm sorry if
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
allowed to say that.
nah, that's
Uh,
all good. I hear you, man. You're giving the warnings. The warnings are important.
you know,
The warnings are
you know,
important.
DeFi guys, I've seen feds. I've been here for a long time. It started with proof of stake, right? When proof of stake came out after proof of work, there were like 500 proof of stake coins, gun coin, tequila coin, right? There were all kinds. Dude, it was nuts. There were coins you've never heard of. No joke. Mid gun. There were millions of them, right? So, uh, that was a fad. Then
Yeah.
they all died, right? And then we had master node coins. Oh my God, master node coins everywhere, right? And then that died, right? And then we had ICOs and IPOs and EIOs or whatever the hell AI it is, and
Yeah.
that died, right? It's over. It happens every couple of years, like the flu. Right? So it pops up just like the flu every couple of years. It's not a surprise. When I saw it happening, I'm like, oh man, it's Bitcoin talk all over again, right? With all the new coins, and you see a new coin on the announcement every day. It's the same thing. I
All
mean, if
right.
only they're
Yeah.
DeFi projects. Be
All
careful, because
right.
you're gonna get screwed,
Yeah.
right?
I hear
Be
you.
careful.
Okay. Good. Thank you for that. I'm glad that you got that warning in there, and or just a caution. No, play at your own risk. Enjoy. Have
Yeah,
fun.
right.
Maybe you make a fucking killing here. But
I
really,
hope so.
yeah. But okay. So do you think about that for DeFi, all of it as an idea, or do you think of it? Are you thinking of it just right now? This iteration of DeFi, which is very hyped up
No,
and
DeFi is the most dangerous thing I could ever consider, because when you play with DeFi, you're playing with Ethereum, and and one day, God forbid, they put in Ethereum 2.0 proof of stake. Oh, so excited! Proof of stake comes along and they break it. Could you imagine what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, bro? Mount Gox times 100 when all the tokens don't work. Tell me
I
what's
hear
gonna
you.
happen.
I don't
All the
know, and
coins are
we're
gonna
gonna find
die.
out what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The next number of years is gonna be really interesting to see how things shake out and what ends up happening, because big things
Why
are
am I in
moving. And
Komodo?
mm,
Why am I in Komodo? You know why I'm in Komodo? Because Komodo solved this problem,
mm, yeah, I hear you.
right?
No, that's a good point. Yeah,
They solved the problem. Asset chains, right? So Komodo is the only platform that has solved this problem of not being dependent on a mother chain, right?
yeah,
So Waves, NXT, Burst Coin as well, because that's the same thing as NXT. Um, EOS, Tron, Ethereum, they all suck. Why? Because they are dependent on a mother chain, and that is not crypto, man. That is not cool, right?
I
We're
hear
not
you.
here
Hmm.
it's not about dependence on another chain. It's about independence. That's the whole purpose of blockchain.
I hear you.
And Komodo
Although
did it. Komodo is the only one that did that the right way.
no, I hear you. You're right. There is a lot of praise to go for the just the thought process that goes into the Komodo technology. But have that aside as well, I think it's also yeah, it's going to be interesting how it plays out. Komodo has definitely solved so many of these problems. It's crazy, and continues to build it out. Um, I think I lost my train of thought there, but basically, oh yeah, you were just talking about the DeFi stuff, and I know what you mean. You're talking like this Ethereum ecosystem DeFi. I also wanted to just mention there is some value for tokens and token ecosystem generally, but it doesn't replace what a independent blockchain itself offers and um, serves. So if what you're doing is worth it for a token, then you do it as a token. But all of these things that are happening as layers and tokens on top of the base protocol becomes very dangerous as all these contracts. Uh, and then yeah, then you start talking about dependency on the mother chain for all the fees and all of that. But anyway, I don't think we're going to go much further down there unless you want to say anything more about
No,
that. I love your candid
cha-
responses though. Yeah.
that's how I feel. I mean, unless I'm wrong, please correct me, right?
Hmm.
Unless I'm wrong,
Hmm.
have somebody correct me.
Right.
I'm okay with admitting I'm wrong. Educate me. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, right? So
Hmm.
I love to learn new things, but I know what I know, right? This is
Right.
what I've researched up until today. This
Hmm.
is what I know. This is what I've seen with my eyes for the last 10 years, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, you've been around long enough. You have a good enough idea, and like you said, if you're wrong, you're wrong, but you're quite likely correct. If I had to bet, well, I'll make it a private bet, but
uh,
I know which way I would bet, and I think I've
look,
anyway. We're not going to keep going.
people just have to take a look at Komodo and realize that the tech has always been here. Just nobody's ever built on it, right? It's always been here. Uh, it's the best solution, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it's marketing that Ethereum, or I think it's like it's a marketing that feeds itself because people only look at those coins at the top of the coin market cap, right? So they're only going to see those coins, and they're never going to see all these other amazing technologies that are there, but they're
Yeah,
above 100, right? So you can
I
actually see them.
passed I pass through a lot of the crypto videos at times, and really, and even actually just looking at all of the the top 100 and top 200, all these coins are they're just their tokens on Ethereum. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just noticing how much of it is Ethereum based. And for some people, I realized this that for actually for many people, uh, crypto is basically Bitcoin and Ethereum and its tokens, and everything else is pretty out there and maybe not even known, which is fine. You know what, it makes sense. Ethereum is huge, it's the second biggest, and it's massive compared to everything else. Understood, totally fine. I'm not worried, I'm not even complaining. In fact, I think the way that things are going seems just about right. It seems very interesting how things are playing out. 2020 was incredible. I mean, it sucked and blowed at the same time. It was crazy, and 2021 is just really like, oh, I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. This is great. So yeah, I hope you're excited. What are you
It,
excited about?
this is the role. Yeah, I'm excited about never having to work hard for the rest of my life.
Oh,
I don't mind
BS, man.
working.
I know you're probably always gonna work hard, but in your own way. For you, it's not work. It's
Yeah,
life. It's
yeah.
love. It's
I,
passion.
I want to work hard in my garden, bro. I want to,
Yeah.
and I want, and then I want to come here, and I will still do this because this is what I love to do. But I want to go to my garden, and I want to spend the day out there, instead of being
Hmm.
here, doing my thing on a regular basis. I do tech support for an insurance on the side,
Okay.
24/7.
Okay.
So I got a lot. I got some side jobs, a lot of some side jobs I do. I mean, that's what keeps me up.
Hmm.
That's about it. I mean,
Cool.
whatever I get, little, here and there, that's what keeps me up.
All
And
right.
that's what's been keeping me up for like the last year.
Mhm.
And dude, I mean, it's a matter of holding, people. So if you want to make money in crypto, you got to hold that, and you really got to hold that. And I know when those bills comes in, it's hard not to spend that crypto. It's
Mm.
really hard. Uh,
Yeah.
but you got to find a way. You got to make pretend you don't have it. And if you hold it long enough, longer than the other guy, you're gonna make money. That's basically what it is. You're holding it longer than the other guy. That's
Okay.
how you make
Well,
money.
and yeah, and I think the things to follow up with that is that this is not advice, financial advice, or anything like that. And also, you got to choose the right thing to hold as well. So you want to make sure on that too. But that's good, and I'm glad you've shared that too. You've got so much wisdom, and also just a lot of fire
Can
and grit. I
I
love
put
the grit. Yeah, go on.
some more suggestions? Some more suggestions. When you're researching, I need you to research the technology, people. So go through cryptographic algorithms, right? Find out what SHA-256 is. Find out what script is. Find out what ring CT is. Find out what ZK snarks is. Put them in categories, and then put the coins that use those algorithms. And this is my suggestion only. Find the coins that use those technologies, make a list, and research the technology and not the coins, right? Because you could research for decades. There's so many coins, you'll never find good ones. So the only way to find good ones is to research the technology. So go find the latest cryptographic technology, which is ZK Snarks, right? And all the coins that rock with that one, right? and you'll see Veriscoin, you'll see Komodo, Zero Coin. There's a lot of really good projects out there, you know, and
Yeah.
they've all come from the umbilical cord of Zcash. I hate to tell you,
Yeah, good
where they all come
mathematics. Yeah, it's crazy mathematics. I actually I'm blown away when I consider that mathematics is a big foundation in all of this, and applying that. And also, I think the reason I was smiling so much right there when you were describing that activity or exercise, I was just imagining Professor Lootz, you know, the teacher in middle school or high school, getting the kids to do a little crypto project for their crypto class, and you're getting them to do their little categories. Now graph that and all of that. That's going to be great.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Okay, Lootz, I think we're going to end it here unless you have any last things to say. I really appreciate you joining us and sharing all of that you had to share with us.
I appreciate you having me, man. It's always a pleasure, man. I love you. I'd like people to consider donating to the fundraisers that we have.
Right. Yes, the Changelly fundraiser, particularly. Which others? Do you want to name any others?
No, just that one. You know,
Okay.
we need all the community support we could get. We run on our community. You know.
Yeah.
You know, so even if you're a developer and you want to come and contribute, come talk to me. You know, if you're an educator and you want to write some tutorials, come talk to me. Right? There's a place for everybody here to help out. You know,
Right.
and you don't have to help freedom by buying it. I mean, you could help freedom by earning some coins, right? If you
Yeah.
have a skill.
Yeah.
That's the best way to earn coins is to earn it, right? It's the best way to get it is to earn it.
That's right.
If you have a store, accept Pirate.
Yes, we didn't even talk about Pirate Pay. So
yeah,
much
you got
going
Pirate
on. Yeah.
Pay. Yeah, well, nothing to discuss. Go check it out, guys. You have Google Pirate Pay. You'll find it right on the website, and it's a local installation, and it's fully decentralized way of paying other people without having any payment systems in between.
That's right. That's
my
it.
Phone, my phone shut.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think that's it then. Peace out. Thank you so much. Check out the Pirate website, pirate.black. That's it for me, E. Giuliano. Thanks for joining. If you've stuck out this far, well, hope to see you next time. Bye.